everyone, welcome to the GrandLAN video blog for books that came out on November 11th, 2009. As always, I'm Craig, your host. We've got 9 books to talk about this week, 5 Marvels and 4 DCs, so we'll jump right in. First of all, of course, an occasional shout out that we like to do. Blue Goblin 01 has been a huge supporter of our video blog from day one. Definitely check him out. I'm sure he'll comment somewhere down there, and click on his link. Subscribe to his channel if you're not watching his channel. He's very ambitious. Shoots reviews like at least a day before me, so you know he's on it usually. So definitely check him out. Next up, Amazing Spider-Man 611. Should I say next up? First up, probably. Joe Kelly writes Deadpool. Fantastic. What a great idea, right? Because it's been a long time coming. There's been a lot of Deadpool, and it's not been written by Joe Kelly. It's been 3 times a month, 4 times a month, 5 times a month, 6 times a month. Appearing, specials, guest shots, one-shots, tie-overs, crossings. It's just, give it up, give it up. It's just too much Deadpool. And I've been burned out, you know, to be honest. I got tired of the fourth wall references. I got tired of ridiculous things. And I've really stopped reading Deadpool for that reason, just because of oversaturation. But this is pure, correct Deadpool. This is Joe Kelly doing Deadpool with the Spider-Man, you know, with the Spider-Man mentality, with Joe Kelly's status as one of the webheads, as the, you know, the Spider-Man brain trust. I know Blue said that he hated the art. Kanede, I forget what his first name is, but there it is. Kanede is the last name. Really, I hated Scotty Young's art on the front. I'm not a big fan of Scotty Young, but I thought the interior art was okay. Now, obviously, when you publish a book 3 times a month, it's not always going to be John Cassidy. It's not always going to be, you know, Simone Bianchi and people like that. It's just simply not going to work that way. So, you know, it's a good chance to give some new artists some exposure. Marcos Martin. I know a lot of controversies come out of Marcos Martin's work, but it looks really good. And he's really improved leaps and bounds over his first attempt. So, you know, you got to keep that in mind too. So, overall, I like that one. Batman 693. Tony Daniel continues his post-Battle for the Cowl Batman story. Interesting little twists and turns here. I think the only thing that I'm really not liking right now is this was a huge Batman week, and we have 3 Batman books. We have this, we have Batman and Robin, and we have Red Robin later on. And it seems that there's still not a solid editorial direction. And, you know, there are a lot of story points. The editors seem to have drawn up a list and say, here are the story points. Bruce Wayne is spending all, Bruce Wayne, quote unquote, Hush, is spending all of Bruce Wayne's millions. And, you know, there's a gang war that's sort of evolving between Black Mask and Penguin and Two-Face are big players in it, because it was originally Penguin and Two-Face, but, you know. Anyways, there's all of that, but there's still no, okay, writers, this is how Bruce Wayne's situation is going. This is where Bruce Wayne's body is. Is there body? Is there not a body? What's going on with Bruce Wayne? Not really explaining that, and you have a bunch of people who are acting otherwise. Otherwise, this is a really good Batman story. It's very nice to see not everybody handling it as, oh, you're Dick Grayson, you know, blah, blah, blah. You're not Batman yet because Bruce Wayne just died and, you know, you're still learning the craft. We got a lot of that with a lot of writers, but Tony Daniel, maybe having written Battle for the Cowl, doesn't do that. So that was positive. Overall, not too bad. Batman and Robin number 6, however, with the Flamingo. This is awful. Okay, Grant Morrison writes in a very specific style. He writes for Frank Quitely because Frank Quitely can visually storytell. Philip Tan came apparently from the Image school of telling stories, which is pin up, pin up, pin up, and so on. And let's describe it all with a dialogue box. First, Daredevil 502. This book is insane. And every issue is a new twist, which is really good. Andy Diggle's doing a great thing. Roberto De La Torre is drawing some great stuff. And Daredevil being in charge of the Hand is a great new status quo. It's just great. It's very exciting. You never know what he's going to do with this team of ninjas that are basically at his disposal. You know, the big shocking ending of 501 is explained away with a new twist here at 502, and you know, but there's still these like crazy lingering questions as we go on. It's a must read. It's an absolute must read. Daredevil hasn't been a must read in a long time. It is now. Definitely check it out. Luke Cage Noir ended, which was good. I was very happy to see this ending. I think it was done very well. I don't think that I don't think it was the type of story that really fit in with the rest of the noir line, but it was told a very good noir story. It was still very good, and you know, it ultimately wraps up with a bittersweet ending. You know, certain things happen along the way, and there's plenty of twists in this last one. If you've been reading along and thought it was pretty straightforward, or you were waiting for the obvious twist, there was a lot more twists than just the obvious one. So, very good final issue, wraps it up very satisfactorily. Like I said, a very bittersweet ending, and it's done, you know. So next we have to see the Punisher end, and then we get to go back to sequels. X-Men and Spider-Man get sequels after that. So I'm really still digging the noir line, 6 books in. It's great stuff. Next up is Modern Warfare 2, Ghost. Red Robin number 6 is here, and Chris Yost continues to tell a fantastic story. Marcus Toe is here from Aspen Entertainment, which is very nice to see him tackling a good writer as opposed to a pinup writer. Robin's search and interaction with the League of Assassins and with Ra's al Ghul is still getting very good. It's just fascinating, and it was very important that he left Gotham, really, I think. And I've said this before when I reviewed this book. He needed to leave Gotham to really get into making a very interesting story. But it's working very well. The only question is, of course, with, you know, all these other developments, is he going to go back at the end of this story? You know, I don't think he should. I think he should definitely stay overseas, globetrotting in the point of the story. Chris Yost has set up a great status quo for this character. There's no reason to throw it out. You know, you can tease that, you know, he's on a mission and he's not planning on being gone, but stay there. Just continue. There's plenty of twists and turns you can put in his way as the writer. Control the character. Keep him out of Gotham City. It's a fantastic story. And the sooner the Bruce Wayne story resolves, the better, because then that book can go back to being a fantastic solo superhero story. It can be the Nightwing that doesn't exist right now. Next up, Strange, part 1 of 4. This cover is just absolutely fantastic. I think somebody said it was a De La Torre cover. I'm not sure if it is or not. But Mark Waid writing. Hello, Mark Waid, right? Doctor Strange obviously no longer Sorcerer Supreme after Bendis stripped it of him in New Avengers, or as someone would say, raped his childhood. I'm sure Bendis raped my childhood, being the internet clarion call for the last 7 years. Strange has no powers, but he's not the Sorcerer Supreme, but he can still call upon a little bit of magic knowledge and, you know, inspire things to happen. So this is a cute little done in one, but it sets up, obviously, you know, 3 more stories going on through this 4-issue miniseries. It's going to be very interesting to see where this goes. The only real throw-off is the art by Rios, and again, I forgot first names. I apologize. The art is the exact diametric opposite of this cover. It's cartoony, it's very Takeshi Miyazaki, or whatever his name was, that did the Runaways. It's very cartoony and, you know, colorful on the inside. It's not a bad piece of art, but when you see this cover, it doesn't fit the book. It doesn't fit it. The story is still fantastic and well worth sitting through the art for, but it's just, it kind of was a bait and switch on the cover. Lastly, and most importantly, S.W.O.R.D by Kieran Gillen. How this book can possibly fail is beyond me. You have Agent Brandt, who was the character introduced in Joss Whedon's Astonishing X-Men. You have Lockheed, who doesn't have a sidekick because Joss Whedon's Astonishing X-Men. You have Beast, Agent Brandt's boyfriend, who has been a long-time X-Men, an Avenger, a Defender, all sorts of characters. And you have the other guy, and I forget his name, but he works at S.W.O.R.D. You have Gyrick working at S.W.O.R.D. You have an amazing cast of characters, and we're taking them and we're putting them in places you're not normally seeing them. And this really is your team, and they are going on adventures as S.W.O.R.D, dealing with other aliens. This book is amazing. It has to succeed. It should succeed. There is no reason this book should not sell 100,000 copies. It's so good. It's the best thing I read this week. It's fantastic. It's better than the Joe Kelly Deadpool. It's better than the Mark Waid Doctor Strange. That is a stack of fantastic comics over there. And this is the best one. Kieran Gillen's S.W.O.R.D is where you need to be. You need to buy this, and you need to enjoy this book. This is just a great vision by a great underrated writer, and I feel that internet cynicism coming on. Somebody pointed out it's just going to be the Order all over again. Issue 12 and it'll be canceled. Issue 10 and it'll be canceled. Don't let this book get canceled. This is fantastic. If you do anything with $4 this week, read this book. That's it for this installment. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.